What's so magic about the number three? Stay tuned to find out. Hey everyone, and welcome to yet another edition of Atomic Ambition, the podcast, where we take self-help, self-improvement books and we take a deep dive into just one thing that you can learn and do today. Now, I have a slightly different book for you this week. Exactly what to say, the magic words for influence and impact. Now, this is it's a very small book. You can see it's in my hand. It's quite a small book, quite thin. I'm going to just open this book up to chapter 9 and just show you. You have three options. Chapter 9, you have three options. And that's what we're going to talk about in this podcast. The number three. The magic of three is what I refer to it as. Now, some of you may know that I've spent a lot of my career actually teaching English to business students. People who want to improve their English for business, wherever they're from in the world. And one of the things that I've always tried to impart in my teaching of the language is this rhythm of English. If you're a native English speaker, this will be innate. You will understand this. Even if you don't recognize it, you will understand. So I'm going to give you a simple quotation from thousands of years ago, which almost every native English speaker out here will have heard at some point in their lives. It's from Julius Caesar. I came, I saw, I conquered. I came, I saw, I conquered. Now, I've chosen that quote because it is very, very simple, but it uses this thing, a technical term, which is called parallelism. Parallel language, parallel structure. I simply refer to it as the magic of three because that's easier to remember. I came, I saw, I conquered. And that quote for native English speakers, not only it's something that we're familiar with as well, but it just sounds natural. Let me try again with just two. I came, I conquered. Now, technically, there is absolutely nothing wrong with I came, I conquered. But it's nowhere near as magical, it's nowhere near as memorable, and it certainly doesn't have this sort of flow to it, it doesn't have a rhythm to it, which I came, I saw, I conquered has. It has a rhythm to it. Now, in this book, Phil Jones doesn't particularly talk about the rhythm of the English language. He talks about how giving somebody an option or three options, rather than saying you can do this or this, having that third option creates in the brain, there's a rhythm here. I have options. Whereas if we only have two options, if you think about closed questions, yes or no. I have two options, yes or no. If you only give someone two options, you can do this or you can do this. That kind of feels like an ultimatum to people. Whereas if you say, well, you can have this option, or this option, that feels like a choice. There's a rhythm to three. Three is magic. Three makes people feel comfortable. Okay. So I'm going to highly recommend that you guys go out and buy this book, available from Amazon. I got my copy off Amazon earlier this year. Go out and buy this book. There is nothing in this book that, as a native English speaker, you do not know already. But it's a great book to remind you about things that you already know about your language and how to use your language. But the one thing I want you to take from this book is chapter 9, which is you have three options. If you're not using the magic of three, now you might be using this parallel structure and the magic of three in your daily life without even realizing it. Okay, I just want you to start realizing that this rhythm of the English language exists, Because once you realize this rhythm exists, you can actually utilize it much better to help you communicate effectively. And if you go to, say, TED.com and listen to a TED talk, or if you, if you Google search for almost any English-speaking politician, famous politician, and listen to what they say, you will hear the magic of three. One that has just come to mind. Do any of you guys remember Tony Blair? So this would have been 1997 when the Tony Blair government was first elected. Can anyone remember what Tony Blair's slogan was for the 97 election? I bet most of you, if you think back, you can remember. It was three simple words: education, education, education. Yeah, the same word repeated, but repeated three times. Education, education. That's a very forgettable slogan. But as soon as you say it three times, it becomes memorable in the English language. Right, okay. So Phil M. Jones, Exactly What to Say. Honestly, it's a great book just to remind you about some of the great vocabulary, phrases, and how you can how what you say really has an impact on how you communicate with other people. But the magic of three. One other quick thing before we go, there will be a link somewhere below this video. A long time ago, as part of my English teaching, business English sort of teaching, I created a series of videos which are still available on YouTube, all about parallelism and the magic of three. So there'll be a link somewhere underneath this video to an old YouTube, I think there's about 5 or 6 videos in the playlist. They're quite old, so please don't be too critical about my YouTube style back then, but all about parallelism and the magic of three. I was talking about this 10, 15 years ago. This is nothing new to me. It might be new to you guys though. So go and click the link and watch my old YouTube channel about the magic of three. Take care. Bye.